Okay. I'm Louisa Earl. I am heading up the American Pop Consignments at MyArtBroker. I've spent almost a decade working in the industry, specifically in editions and prints, and my journey into the market was quite traditional, masters in art history. I then joined the auction world, initially working at Bonhams and then moving on to Phillips, where I spent almost 9 years in the editions department there.
How has that experience shaped your approach to evaluating pricing prints?
So working in those big corporate environments, it's a very diligent process as to how you go about your method for pricing, doing valuations. My blueprint for the valuations process when looking at artwork is twofold. There are two avenues involved. The micro avenue involves looking at the object itself as an individual item. That includes the condition of the piece, the colors, the authenticity. Paired with that, provenance, the story behind it, where it's come from, the journey it's been on through its lifetime. On the flip side, we're looking at the macro environment that's going to affect that individual piece. So on that side of the equation, we have market trends, artist popularity, and the price of comparables that have been sold already. And that might be via auction or private sale. The combination of the two really puts a whole picture together in order to make sure that you are accurate and fair and presenting a realistic price to a collector.
What are the very first things you're looking for?
My first step is, do I think it's right? So the process will involve really visually carefully assessing the object. When you look at things like Andy Warhol, you're looking at the materials used. Does the paper look right? Does the ink and the screen printing layers look correct? What do the colors look like? You're looking at the signature and the numbering. That could be on the front or the reverse of the print. You're then checking your dimensions. You're making sure that the object itself is as it should be. And there are reference points for that. You have your catalog raisonnés, you have previous examples you've seen before, and it's very much a visual analysis process. You are also then going to compare it to other examples to make sure that what you're looking at is the right thing. Once you're confident there, you then start to look at or speak to your collector about provenance, history, where the work has come from. Does it have a great story behind it? Has it got a little bit extra that's going to make it interesting to your collector base? From there, I go towards looking at comparable prints on the market. So really making sure that you're accurate in terms of what people are paying for items at the moment. Ultimately, the market comes with a price point. It's not as simple as supply and demand, but there is an element there of, is it rare to the market? Is it very common? How often are things being turned over? And comparing your object, its quality in terms of an object, its condition, elements like that, compared to other examples that are being sold that we've seen come and go, and getting your price point fixed from that point.
And is a print that has a tear that's been repaired as valuable as a print that's never been torn?
It is something to consider. There might be a slight price differentiation. Again, it depends on what the artwork is. A Banksy with a tear to the edge, because it's a newer work, is going to have a more critical effect to the price point. A Warhol, not ideal, but there is a little bit more flexibility in what collectors are happy to accept in terms of condition issues. The older an artwork is, the more flexibility there is in terms of relating condition to price point, because nothing is perfect forever. The newer an artwork is, so if you look at new released editions now, people want things in excellent condition, never framed, never touched. So there is a difference there. Percentage-wise, it really depends on the edition. It's hard to give an overall bracket to say all of Andy Warhol's prints are affected by a tear by X percentage. A Queen, potentially, less flexibility from collectors. A soup can or a Mao, something earlier on in the career, potentially more flexibility from collectors. So it really depends. And rarity to the market will affect that as well. If it's something that never comes up, there's going to be demand. If it's something really common, a collector might go, you know what, I want a better example.
What's the biggest misconception people have about valuing prints?
The biggest misconception people have about valuing art or prints in general is that it's straightforward. It's not. There are many factors that impact the pricing of an artwork. As we've mentioned, condition, provenance, market trends, artists' taste in the market for a particular artist. There are so many factors that it just is not as simple as your basic supply and demand equation.
When it comes to creating a valuation, how much do you rely on instinct versus data?
So when valuing an artwork, and there's this balance between using the data to hand versus the instinct from looking at things in the past, I would say it's a combination of the two. I might rely a bit more on instinct in terms of authenticity and then go back and do my due diligence. I might rely on the data a bit more to make sure that my pricing is correct against the market trends at the moment. So it's a balance between the two, and it will depend edition to edition or artwork to artwork. The best advice I can give to a collector looking to value your print or collection is to come to MyArtBroker, use our instant valuation tool on the website, and speak to a specialist. We can't wait to hear from you.